Hey y'all, it's your boy Big Mike. You know that dude you be seeing on the streets and be like, hey, ain't that dude that be doing them YouTube videos? Yeah, that's me. And for today's topic, we're going to be talking about, well, you see the thumbnail, you see it, but yeah, the definition, which I didn't even know they had a word for outside of black folks using it, is a white person who tries to emulate or acquire cultural behavior and taste contributed to African Americans. So you go ahead and run with that. But I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. In my 50 years on this earth, I've seen a lot of people, white people, just kind of copy. I ain't going to use the word emulate like this dictionary does. It's flat out just copying. I mean, it's like from the music and the fashion and the language and so on and so forth that just keeps getting ripped off. And it's like I don't just like really know where I want to start. But what really made me want to make this video was a YouTube, a Facebook video that had this comment made by a white person that was stating that the music, more specifically the hip hop music, is like better back then than it is now. And it's not the fact that that comment was made, but that it was made by a white woman. And it's like, with this being Black History Month, I think my freedom of speech is like just roaring and just ripping to just tear her a new one. It's like I made a few comments on the video and I had another female that was black who was taking my side on her making that kind of a comment. I mean, it's like if any other race other than white people had made that comment, it would have been swept under the rug, and I probably wouldn't even be making this post. But here we go. I got some ham sandwiches that have a little fiber on them in the form of lettuce and tomato, and then I have another little bowl here of black eyed peas and carrots because those are like my two favorite vegetables, so I just combined them. But let me just start with music since that's the main argument that I want to have about this white woman making that kind of a comment. Now, like I said, if any other race had made that comment, it probably wouldn't have been as offensive to me. But there are a whole bunch of white people that are in hip hop, and I'm just gonna name a few. Starting with Eminem. Now, I really don't have a problem with Eminem because he's like more in my generation of being in hip hop, and it's like his favorite chorus is I am whoever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? I don't know, that's the way I am. You know, white boy flowed his rear end off on that course. I ain't lying to you. But for going back to the 90s when she's talking about hip hop was better back then, we got to talk about this Vanilla Ice dude. I'm sure a good 99% of you people remember this one hit wonder, Ice Ice Baby. Dum, 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 dum. Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, that was some garbage right there. And don't get in the comments and be like, well, you remembered it. Okay, it was so horrible, I can't get it out of my head. It didn't like I went and bought his cassette, or if it had a CD, I'd actually buy it. But yeah, total garbage. I don't know where Vanilla Ice is from, but he need to go, or should have went and sat down somewhere before he put that crap out. But there's a southern rapper that's like, I believe he's from Memphis or something. I think he was like with 666 Mafia or something like that, called Little White. I'm gonna just shake my head about this person here. It's like if they can kick their feet in the door and just like put some crap out, then yeah, there you go. There you have it. I'm gonna step off of hip hop for a second and just jump on rock and roll. If I think that's the category that Mr. Elvis Presley is in, another Caucasian who's famous for kind of ripping off the dance moves of um, Chuck Berry, I guess, sort of. But nah, dude. I mean, just my cousin, who's like 1 years younger than me, was just in love with Elvis Presley and the Beatles and the whole Elton John and all of them, the Monkees, and just every white person who was in that category of music, if that's what you want to call it. Never mind that they sold a whole bunch of millions of records back then, they still was stealing our type of music and just kind of trying to make it their own. I mean, y'all don't see black folks stealing banjos and any other instrument that's not really used by black people. But yeah, okay. I better. I'm gonna leave that comment to myself. Just had a little dabble in music there, since that was like my main grievance. I would love for a white person to hop in the comment section and try to argue anything during this Black History Month. When you're done with what you have to say, just expect for your comment to get deleted. I'm not going to make any kind of argument. I'm just going to read what you have to say, then delete your comment because it's my channel. So go ahead and waste your breath if you want to, but no one's going to see it after I see it. Perks of being in control of your own YouTube channel is what I call it. Now let's just hop over to fashion, where I recall in my high school days a number of white people who I kind of got along with, Caucasians better than I did with black people in the early 90s. It's like I was switching over from a mostly all black private school to going back to public school. So from the 8th grade till getting out of the 12th grade, I got along, let's just say, with more white people than I just had a identity crisis, I guess you'd say, about just fitting in, because it's like I had a cousin who was going to the same high school. No, we didn't have, excuse me, excuse me, we didn't have none of the same classes, but we knew some of the same people, and it just was, hey, your cousin's cousin over here. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to. I don't like this dude. But anyway, we had some of the same black people that went to his church Pentecostal Temple Church of God in Christ that were in some of my classes, and they just like didn't have too much to say to me because, like I said, from going to the private school to like going back to public, and then just seeing how what's the word ghetto. I mean, just black folks are loud, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get some friends over here, and they are just too loud for me. I remember there was this one girl named Shantae Simmons, who was being harassed by a white boy, and she got tired of it. It's like I've seen this dude kind of just not physically assault her, but just like say stuff in front of her that it just like ended up reaching her boiling point, and she just jumped on dude and got in his rear end. Like he never messed with her again after that. It's like the teacher didn't even try to stop her because she's heard some of the things that he was saying to her or about her. So he had it coming. I just had to throw that little memorable moment out there because it was funny as hell to me. Black girl jumping on a white dude in a public place, and I believe it was, I don't know if that was ninth grade. It might have been like, what class was that in? I can't even remember. It's been over 25 years. But yeah, like I said, dude had it coming. And didn't nobody try to break it up, especially not the teacher, but that was funny to me. But let's get on to fashion. I'm not sure that it was black people that invented sagging, but this what style of wearing your pants half off your rear end just metamorphed over into white people thinking it's cool to dress like this. So I'm saying that they just try to steal this form of wearing their clothes. I know this little fashion statement kind of originated in the prison system with the lower dominant inmate being the woman in the male prison, just it's just letting other people know that they belong with this other inmate. But all through high school, a lot of white people were wearing the same type of designer outfits, blue jeans and jerseys and stuff like that, the same way that black folks did. Especially like the jerseys. I remember it was cool to like wear your jersey half off and half on. And sure as crap, as soon as I got to high school, there was more white people, dressing like this than before when I was in the 8th and ninth grade. Those beans and carrots were busting. Now on to language, which is kind of going back to music also, because the way we talk and how it got blended into the way we make music today started all the way back from slavery, I believe. That was a light meal. Like I'm still hungry right now, but yeah, I mean it's just like the drum was a way of excuse me, a way of communicating, and then we just slowly started incorporating it because we could still talk back in our own language back then, and like now it's just like they say, imitated or emulated or whatever in this little description or definition or whatever. I don't know what you people are going to say in the comments. I'm really eager to see just what kind of feedback y'all are gonna just drop on me. Looking at the temperature right now, and it's 69 degrees, and it's just 5:51 in the afternoon, and This is February the 15th. What was it? 15th or the 16th? But it's starting to warm up already over here in the South, where I live in Grand Junction, Tennessee, and I'm really dreading going into this. Oh, the spring is okay, but like soon as it start hitting the end of April and into March and stuff like that. I mean the end of March, the end of April, beginning of May. Got it right. It's gonna start heating up like into them mid 80s, and then Lord help us when it get into June and July. Man, help us, Lord, too hot. But I just had to voice my First Amendment on these people who so much adore us and what we contribute. It's like I don't know, when does imitation just starts to water down someone's culture is what I want to know. Like in music, you want to be original, but there's so much sampling going on that is happening mostly. I don't know, I'll admit it, like it's like black folks are just stealing from themselves because it's just a lack of creativity. But that's kind of just morphing into a whole different conversation. But I said that to say this: you hate us, but y'all want to be like us. From how we dress to how we put the type of music that we put out, you want to have all these people in Congress. Like back in the day, there was, I think her name was Dolores Tucker or something, that was kind of hating on the Two Live Crew and on the Ghetto Boys and stuff like that, the rappers in the South. And now we got all these other, white people nowadays that are just trying to put the same thing that we do, and just, you know, they have the record labels and stuff like that. I'm thinking about this Cadillac Records, where there was this white guy, and he had his record label called Chess, I think it was, Records or something like that, and he had like all black artists. They weren't, hip hop, but back in the '60s, in that era, or whatever, for a white person to have a whole entourage of artists who were just black. Like I had to go back and look at that movie and see if there were any white artists in there. Like other than Elvis Presley and maybe a few other people. But go ahead and ring in. I want to hear what you got to say. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment and also like the video. Hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. Now, that's going to do it for this week, folks. I just been kind of rambling on, and still some other things that I might have to bring up in a comment or two once someone disagrees with what I'm talking about, or any kind of facts that I might have left out. Go ahead and ring in. But that's gonna do it for this week, folks. I'm gonna see y'all in another 7 days. I holla.